So there is a second question which I want to pose. It's a tough one. So I would invite Gopal and Poornima to handle this one. Gopal to start. But the question is, it's a current strange situation. Many employees are falling off their rails of their career. And there are people who are losing jobs as well, right? What should they be doing to get back to track? So this is the question. It's a pointed question. Gopal to start. Thank you, Gopal.
Sure. So I think two things that Poornima and Neerja said absolutely make sense here in terms of, I think one thing that Poornima said was pick up freelancing jobs. And I think gig jobs in India were, at least in the pre-COVID world, not so much, I would say, celebrated. Today, I think it's become more of, yeah, I think I'm open to pick that up as well. So I would say pick up, look at organizations that are offering temporary roles, independent contractor roles, freelancing roles, and see what is it that you are able to do. People with 15 to 20 years of experience have immense experience to be able to coach people as well. So there are a lot of startups coming up. I mean, you can absolutely go and volunteer to coach a startup. Startups will gain a lot through the experience that you bring onto the table. And I think that's one potential option that you can think of. The third, of course, volunteering. I think, as Nirja said, one of the things volunteering also does is it allows individual to gain a lot of sense of empathy towards what's happening in lives where the businesses are getting worstly impacted, and in the process you are able to connect with a lot of people who potentially could create a pathway for you to come back to mainstream work. In the meanwhile, as you are doing all of what I just said above, there could be upskilling or reskilling opportunities that you can pursue, because I think at the end of the day, one may or may not have lost the role or lost the job because the individual was did not possess the right skills, but it never hurts for you to be reskilling yourself. In the world that we are living in, I think it's an interesting one that I think Hanu mentioned as well, the T curve of the jobs. It's always good to know anything and everything 1 inch deep, 1 mile wide, which means you have to go and try to learn a lot more about everything else that exists in the world. Like, you can't be just an expert in AI ML. I don't think we have experts in AI ML today, because it's still a very new and nascent. But I would say it's always good to learn a lot many other things that you don't have visibility to, given that you were consumed in the jobs that you were doing. So I would say, instead of, unfortunately, don't take me wrong in saying this, but a lot of people who find themselves in this situation where they get laid off, instead of channelizing their energies into something positive, probably end up doing a lot of time on pity partying, which is not good. I think you should probably gain confidence on the number of years of experience that you already have, and use that to your advantage to be able to move up and do other things other than what you have been just doing.
Thank you, Gopal. Poornima, you want to add something?
Yeah, I agree with most of what Gopal has said, so I'm not going to repeat it. I agree with the volunteering part, especially when we are feeling sorry for ourselves. You know, your employer have laid you off, not because of what you have done, but because of the scenario or what is happening around you. Two things. One thing is freelancing, which will keep you, in current, and you will not lose touch with what you should be doing or what you should be doing. The other thing is volunteering. It makes you realize that you are so very fortunate and there are so many people around you who need help. I think we as Indians have not appreciated or embraced volunteering the way we should.
True.
It's not about going to a temple. It is about helping other people. And this for me is my conscious goal for this year. In the next 4 or 5 months, I am going to help people and reach out for them with no expectation of return at all. If you are selfless when you give, that is true volunteering and true giving. I've never had the time and the opportunity in my life to do it, and I'm going to embrace it and do it. The other thing which is very important is when people are laid off, they cannot earn money, and that is bad because you have overheads, you have loans, you have EMIs. One thing which I found very relevant and might be relevant for the audience is there are a huge amount of edtech companies today who are trying to create online content. They need good online teachers, and I think experts in certain domains should look at those options. If you are a teacher, that's the best way you can contribute, but you will also earn money. So look at that. Volunteering, teaching, I think are good things that benefit you, keep you current, and benefit others around you.
Thank you, Purnima and Gopal.